catching up. We licked each other, sniffed, yelped, circled, wrestled. Neither of us had ever been the touchy-feely sort, but sometimes you just gotta let it all out. Wow, says Cowboy, watching us. You'd think they knew each other. Tough. Boss isn't anything like I remember. She's scrawny and flea-covered. Her left ear has a big notch in it. Her fur is dull. Her body is scarred. Her tail is cut short. I'm afraid to ask how that happened. She clearly has had it tough, really tough. I thought I heard you bark, I say. But then it stopped, and I figured I was crazy. I was napping. In this chaos, I ask? I can sleep anywhere. It's a gift, Boss nibbles on her toenail. Funny thing is, I was having a dream about you. Must have caught a whiff of you in my sleep. I can't stop staring. Boss, here, with me. What? She asks as she catches me looking at her. I was just wondering, I say, about your life. Do you have, anybody? You mean like humans? Nope. She gives me a little flick of her stubby tail. Never have, never will. You've been on your own this whole time. I flash my cushy bed. I flash on my cushy bed and my lovely food bowl the way everyone knows just how I like my ear scratches. Yep. Well, how'd you end up here? I was out scrounging for food. I just had another litter, and I was tired off my game a little. Animal control got me. She licks a nasty cut on her front paw. Wait, my ears perk up. So, you have puppies? That would make me an uncle. A dog uncle. On top of all, being an honorary elephant uncle. I had the last batch 7, maybe 8 weeks ago, she said. And she scratches a flea. Last batch? You mean you've had others? Oh, yeah. What happened to them? I don't know. It's not like they come home for the holidays. Boss lies down on an old towel lining our cage. Or should I call you Rowdy? She considers. Nope. I like the sound of Bob. Me too. Anyway, Boss says, mostly they're dead, I guess. You'd never know, though. Maybe a few got rescued. She's so matter of fact. She's so resigned. Yeah, well, the last litter, I thought I was onto something. I found this little car, The ones that look like an old bug, abandoned, right down by the creek, near the bridge. Easy access through a hole in the floorboard. Blanket in the back seat. She pauses. All the amenities. How many puppies, I asked. 3. But only one survived, a male. The other 2 were pretty sickly. And something crashes into the front office. Sounds like a window has broken. Gosh, we got to get out of here. An orange-striped cat howls. He throws himself against the front of his cage and pokes his paw out, grabbing for the latch. I'm too young to die. When they caught me, Boss continues, ignoring the cat, I barked for the puppy to sit and wait. Told him I'd be right back, she sighs. Nice. Last thing he'll ever hear was a lie. What's his name? The puppy. She looked at me and I asked her as if she'd ever been on the moon. I don't name them, Bob. It just makes it harder. Below us, the water slowly rising, filling up the empty lower cages. We watch the humans rush back and forth, carrying buckets as if they can stem the tide. There's nothing to do, nothing to say, and nowhere to go. Not right. I stare at my sister and I try to imagine all the pain she's endured. And here I thought I'd gotten a raw deal. To lose your pups, to wander alone, to struggle for every drop of water and every crumb of food. I've experienced a lot of that, but Ivan and Stella kept me going. And then Julia and her family. Why me? What's so special about me? Is it really that I'm more resilient? That I've made my own luck? Am I somehow better than Boss? More deserving? That's not right, I blurt. It's just not right. You should have had it worse than... Not right. You should have had it worse than me. Well, if you want to talk about not right, you and I both had a whole lot better than our siblings, Boss says. I will never forget those people for what they did to us, I say through my clenched jaws. Really? Boss seems surprised. If I held on to that much anger, I'd never gotten out of bed. Not that I've ever had a real bed. She sniffs the towel beneath her feet. This towel's kind of nice, actually. I look at her in disbelief. You're one of those. Those dogs must forgive no matter what types? She almost looks amused. Well, it is kind of our thing, isn't it, right? When someone does something hurtful, they have to admit it, I say. They have to be punished for it. And maybe then I'll apologize and change. Maybe then I would be forgiven. All I know is I've done lots of bad stuff in my life, Bob. I've had to forgive myself plenty. You know, you just don't know. You gotta get through the day. Boss gazes at me with her wise, weary eyes. And I figure if I'm gonna forgive myself, I better be ready to cut everyone else some slack, too. Evacuate, now. Look, says the officer. You need to evacuate now. It's mandatory. We can't just leave these animals. Cowboy sticks his finger in the orange cat's cage. The cat rubs against it, purring like his life depends on it. Which, kind of does. The officer sighs. You don't have a choice. We can't just leave them, says Boots, and I have to applaud her for her enthusiasm, even as I wonder why she'd risk her life for us. There's no explaining humans. I just got word that the bridge over Big Fork Creek collapsed, said the officer. You guys gotta move. Boots snaps her fingers. Wait. You have a cop car, right? Yes, I have a vehicle, ma'am, says the officer. But the way the roads are looking, probably not for long. Okay, says Boots, so if we evacuate every last dog and cat and gerbil that we can get into your car. The officer purses his lips. And take them where exactly? The shelter at a higher ground, at the high school. That's where they've been sending people. They're not really set up for it, but once we started flooding, the elementary school stopped taking pets. They agreed to do it when they can, They agree to do what they can. The officer grumbles, considers, then goes for it. 3 human load cats and dogs and parakeets and hamsters, one after another, into the police car. For some are cages, some are including a couple of unhappy cats and tug-of-war strings. Finally, it's our turn. Looks like there are 9 of us left. Cats are full, and then some, the officer reports, struggling to shut the shelter's door against the rising water. We're officially out of room. Cowboy looks at us, his eyes teary. Don't worry, fellas. We'll be back, he sniffles. I promise. You think we should leave them in the cages open and give them a fighting chance, asked Boots, in case, you know. Sure, but they couldn't handle this current. I can barely stand. Cowboy shakes his head. Look, I'll borrow my brother's bass boat. We'll come right back. Hopefully the water won't get much higher than it is now. Okay then, Boots gives a grim nod. Stay calm, friends. Like, that's an option.